Today I'm going to show you how to quickly install Xterm, a terminal emulator on PuppyLinux. I'm going to be using F96-CE4 ISO, and I have booted up and basically just went through the quick first setup and then rebooted, and then install the sound functionality, and simple screen recorder is already installed. So basically when you first run the Puppy ISO, in this case CE4, you do have a LX terminal as a default. But if you have a very old or slow machine, you may want to try Xterm. I think the older, most of the PuppyLinux will have a URXVT or LX terminal as the primary default terminal, but I was somewhat surprised as to how easy it is to set up a Xterm. Basically you just need these three lines here in Xresources, and then they'll give you a chance to at least compare to other terminal emulator that you may have already installed. So, and I'm just going to go through with you. So on this CE4, you do have a LX terminal as you see it here, and also you also have your XVT. So this is already installed. So, and URXVT I think is somewhat similar to Xterm, and I have been using URXVT, but I want to also compare it to Xterm, and then since it's not installed, what you have to do, at least in this ISO of PuppyLinux, is you have to go through the Puppy package manager and then install the Xterm, and you get this little screen. You just ignore it, and then here's the Xterm, and I've already installed it. So you just go ahead and click it and then do it, and they will install it for you. So when you after you install, what you will do, you can go ahead and take a look at the Xterm, and what you have is just this blank screen, and when you click it on the right, there's nothing to help you configure in any way. So that's what I want to show you how to do. So Xterm is easiest if you just use the Xresources file, so which is on the root directory. So we'll go ahead and take a look. So this is a root directory, and then here is the Xresources file. So Xresource file comes only these lines here on a default setting of this particular puppy. So all you need to do is just add these three lines, and this reverse video, if you make it a true, it converts the white background into the black, so you can see the Xterm much better, and then so it converts it into black background and then a white font. So, and then we will go ahead and this particular font should be installed in all the PuppyLinux, I believe. So, and then I picked the size of for my screen, and anti-alias You can try false, but on my monitor it looks much more cleaner with true. And then I like my cursor to blink, so then all you have to do is just copy these 3 lines. I will go ahead and put it in the description and put it on the Xresources file. So I've already have this Xresources file all ready to go, and all you need to do is just go ahead and copy it in. And let me just make it look better here. So we'll just go ahead and so this Xresources file has been changed, and then so whenever you make a change to Xresources file, what you have to do is similar to xdefaults. You have to give it a terminal command of xdrb xrdb, and then you can go ahead and put in the merge and then Xresources. And then this forces the rereading of the file. So, and then we'll go ahead and close it, and then we'll open it up again, and then I'll fire up the xterm, and it should look significantly different now. So now you can see xterm looks indeed has a blinking cursor, and it's much more readable. So so that's actually all you need to get the functional xterm. Xterm similarly has a built-in copy and paste function. So let me just go ahead and show you ls, and then let's just go ahead and if you just drag your mouse, left click a mouse and drag it along, it actually puts it in a copying mode. So all you can do is, if you just go to the new cursor, blinking cursor here, and then middle click on the mouse, or you can use the keyboard or shift and insert. And what it will do is it'll just paste it. So similarly, you can go ahead and paste this here, even in Genie. We're gonna just have this memorized into the memory, and then go to xterm, and then again we'll just go ahead and middle mouse click, and you can see that it makes it copying very easy. And then similarly, we're gonna see if we can go ahead and copy this line just by dragging across. That's all you do. And then let's go ahead and go to the Genie, for example, and let's just put it in here as a test, and middle click, and again just middle mouse click just puts it in right in even in Genie. So so I think that's pretty neat. With just only 3 lines of then you can add, it gives you all that functionality. And I think there is a way to get a transparency and further modification, but just to get a basic, quick, very fast, low resources driven terminal emulator, xterm may be worthwhile to explore and see if it serves your purpose. And next thing I will go ahead and briefly discuss is after that, what you need to do is go to your setup, and then change the default, set default apps, and then we'll go to all, and then what we want to do is go to the terminal here, and there's LX terminal in this particular Puppy ISO, but we'll go ahead and change that to xterm, and then apply. So default setting has been updated. And then because I like to use keyboard shortcuts, and then what I'll do is I'll put a xterm to start down below on the lower screen, the center. So what we can do is just open up the start Genie with this, and then load up root.jwm root folder, and then the jwmrc dash personnel file, which is I've loaded it up in the Genie. So here, and then I've already made modification here. So default is you have this line here default terminal. So if you just put it so super and F7, it's going to fire up the default terminal, which is right now is LX terminal. So I'll just super and F7. So that's right now. It's we changed it to default setting to the xterm. So it's changed. It's fired up the xterm. But if we prior to changing the default terminal, you would have started the LX terminal. So what I've done is I've already got the xterm working. So we'll go ahead and then we'll disable this, and then go to the end, and then space dot dot. So it just disables this line. So what I've what I've changed to is a super and T, Windows and T key will start xterm with a particular geometry of function. So it will so I figured out that so the first, these two first numbers, 90 is a number of characters of the width of the terminal width, and 17 is the depth or the height of the terminal window. 300 and 400 refers to the pixel where the left upper corner of the terminal window starts. So I'm going to tell it to left upper corner is 300 pixels here, and then 400 pixels down here, and then I played around to and figured out this is the correct number, where it'll be placed here, lower bottom. So what we'll do is I ran ahead and saved it. So super and T should start that. So since we made that change, what we have to do, we have to make sure that JWM restart, or you can just reboot it also. So we can go ahead and force it to reread the JWM RC personnel file. So now what we can do is just test, see if it works properly. So I'm going to enter super and T, and you notice that xterm starts on the center and the lower. So I find this is much better for my work, because I tend to have most of the information up here, so I prefer to have it open down here. So and I've also installed NeoFetch, so we can go, and then we can go ahead and maximize the window. Okay, so maximize the window, and you can see the terminal is xterm, and then mono space deja vu sans mono is being read as fixed. But so this is basically what I wanted to show you, is that how just adding those 3 lines and installing the program will get you started on xterm.